I stepped off the bus with my duffel bag hanging from my shoulder and said, "I'm home," even though no one was there to hear it. My phone was in my hand already. No messages. No missed calls. I told myself, she's planning something. I smiled like an idiot and whispered, "Nice try, Lena." I started walking toward the street we used to call ours. Every step felt lighter. 2 years, I muttered. I made it. I imagined Lena's face when she saw me. I imagined her yelling my name. I imagined her crying. My phone stayed silent. Halfway down the block, I heard, "Oh my God." I turned. Mrs. Carter. She froze like she'd seen a ghost. You're back." "Yeah," I said, laughing. Surprise. Her smile didn't come. She clasped her purse tight. "When did you get back?" "Just now. I'm heading home." I nodded toward the building. She swallowed. "Home?" "Yeah." Lena's probably losing her mind right now. Mrs. Carter looked away. You should sit down." I frowned. "Why?" She shook her head. "I didn't think you'd." "Think I'd what?" I asked. She forced a smile. "Nothing. Welcome back." I watched her walk off faster than usual. My chest felt tight. That was weird, I said to myself. I kept walking, but my steps slowed. The building looked the same, but it felt wrong. I stood in front of the door and said, "Okay, no more games." I pulled out my phone and called Lena. Straight to voicemail. "Hey," I said after the beep. "I'm back. Call me." I pushed open the door and climbed the stairs. Our apartment door was closed. No welcome sign. No noise. I knocked. "Lena." Nothing. I unlocked it with my key. The lock clicked, but the door didn't feel like mine anymore. The living room was empty. No couch. No pictures. No shoes by the door. I whispered, "What the hell?" I walked inside slowly. "Lena." My voice echoed back at me. The bedroom was bare. The closet was empty. My heart started pounding. I ran back outside and opened the mailbox, hoping for anything normal. An envelope slipped out and landed at my feet. White. Thick. Fancy. I picked it up. My name wasn't on it. Lena's was. I opened it with shaking hands. "Wedding invitation," I read out loud. I laughed once. "That's not funny." I read the name next to hers. Evan. Who the hell is Evan? I asked the empty hallway. My eyes dropped to the date. My breath stopped. Today. I stepped back like the paper burned me. "No," I whispered. "No, no, no." I heard footsteps behind me. "Son." I turned. It was Mr. Hall from downstairs. "Hey," I said, "do you know where Lena is?" He hesitated. "You didn't know?" "Know what?" I snapped. He sighed. "The wedding. It's today." I stared at him. "You're lying." He shook his head slowly. "I'm sorry." I looked at the invitation again. She said she'd wait. Mr. Hall didn't answer. I sank onto the front steps and said, "She promised me." Cars passed. People laughed somewhere. The world kept moving. I whispered, "I came back for her." No one replied. I sat there with my bag at my feet, staring at the date, knowing everything I believed in had already ended. I stared at the address on the invitation and told myself, it's a mistake. I said it again while walking. It has to be. I kept moving because stopping meant believing it. I reached the venue and froze when music floated through the open doors. Someone laughed inside. I whispered, "Please be wrong." A woman near the entrance smiled at me. "Are you here for the wedding?" "Yeah," I said automatically. "I guess I am." She nodded. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" I didn't answer. I stepped inside and felt my chest cave in. White chairs. Flowers. People smiling. Then I saw her. Lena stood at the front in a white dress. She was glowing. She wasn't nervous. She wasn't waiting. She was happy. I swallowed hard and said, "That's not fair." The man beside her squeezed her hand. Evan. He looked calm. Confident. Like he belonged there. Like I never had. 2 women behind me whispered, "She waited so long." Another said, "Evan was so patient with her." "Yeah," the first replied. "He gave her time to get closure." I clenched my fists. "Closure," I muttered. I was still breathing. A man laughed nearby. "Worth the wait, right?" I turned and snapped. "For who?" He blinked. Excuse me. I walked past him before I said something worse. My legs felt weak, but I forced myself forward. Someone tried to stop me. Sir, are you? I know her, I said. I really know her. Lena turned when she heard my voice. Her smile vanished. Her eyes widened. You're he? Yeah, I said. Surprise. Evan frowned. Who is this? I looked at him. I'm the man she promised her life to. Lena grabbed my arm. Not he. Please. I laughed without humor. Of course. Wouldn't want to ruin your day. She pulled me outside. The door shut behind us. Music kept playing. What are you doing here? She asked. I came home, I said. I came home to you. She looked away. I didn't think you'd come back like this. Like what? I demanded. Alive. She flinched. That's not what I meant. Then explain it, I said. Explain him. She crossed her arms. I waited as long as I could. I wrote you every week, I said. I called when I could. And I answered, she said. But you were changing. I was surviving, I said. She shook her head. You were distant. You married someone else, I said. That's not distance. That's betrayal. Her eyes filled with tears. I couldn't wait anymore. For what? I asked. Me to fail. She whispered, for closure. I laughed again. Funny word. She said, Evan was there. So was I said. Just not where you could see me. She wiped her face. I didn't think you'd come back the same. I didn't think you'd leave at all, I said. She reached for me. I'm sorry. I stepped back. Don't touch me. She froze. What do you want me to do? I looked past her at the door. Go finish it. She whispered my name. Please. I shook my head. You already chose. The door opened. Evan stood there. Is there a problem? I looked at him. Take care of her. He hesitated. I will. I walked away before the music stopped, before they said their vows, before I watched her become someone else's wife. Each step felt like I was erasing myself, and by the time I reached the street, I wasn't sure who I was anymore. I sat on Mark's couch and said, I don't know where else to go. Mark handed me a beer. You can stay as long as you need. I stayed at the wall. She married him. I know, he said quietly. I laughed once. Everyone knows but me. Mark sat across from me. You sure you want to talk? If I don't, I said, I'm going to lose my mind. He nodded. Okay. I took a breath. When did it start? He didn't answer right away. I looked at him. Mark. He sighed. Before you came back. How long before? I asked. He rubbed his face. Months. I closed my eyes. Say it. He was there while you were deployed. My stomach dropped. There how? He helped her move, Mark said. He drove her places. He stayed late. I snapped. Stayed late doing what? Mark held my gaze. Being what you couldn't. I stood up. I wrote her every week. I know, he said. She showed me the letters. What did she say about me? I asked. That you were changing, he said. That you felt far away. I was in a war zone, I said. What was I supposed to feel? She said she felt alone, Mark replied. So she replaced me, I said. Mark shook his head. She eased into him. That's worse, I said. He swallowed. People warned her. Who? I asked. Her mom. Me. Even Mrs. Carter, he said. We told her to wait. And she didn't, I said. She said comfort mattered, Mark said. She said loyalty didn't pay bills. I laughed bitterly. I sent her money. She said it wasn't the same, he replied. I sank back onto the couch. Every letter she wrote said she loved me. She did, Mark said. Did, I repeated. Past tense. Mark said, she planned it. I looked up. Planned what? The ending, he said. She talked about marrying him months ago. My chest burned, while she told me to stay safe. Mark nodded. She didn't want to be alone. I whispered, I trusted her. I know, he said. I stayed at my hands. Did I deserve this? No, Mark said firmly. I left, I said. Maybe that was enough. You didn't leave her, he said. You served. I still wasn't there, I said. Mark leaned forward. You didn't give up. She did, I said. Silence stretched between us. I said, did she ever feel guilty? Yes, he said, but not enough to stop. I laughed quietly. That sounds like her. Mark frowned. You still defending her? I'm trying to understand, I said. Understanding won't save you, he said. I don't need saving, I snapped. He raised his hands. Okay. I took another drink. Every promise she made feels fake now. They felt real then, Mark said. Then doesn't matter, I said. Now does. He nodded. I won't argue. I leaned back and said, I thought coming home would fix everything. I know, he said. I didn't even get to say goodbye, I said. You're saying it now, he replied. I stayed at the ceiling. I don't hate her yet. That scares me, Mark said. It scares me too, I admitted. He said, you don't have to decide anything tonight. I know, I said, but I won't forget. Mark nodded. You shouldn't. I closed my eyes and whispered, she didn't just leave me. Mark asked, what did she do then? She erased me, I said. He didn't argue. I woke up on Mark's floor and said, I can't keep doing this. Mark looked down at me, then stopped. I don't know how, I said. He crossed his arms. Running back won't fix it. I'm thinking about re-enlisting, I said. He stared. That's not healing. That's hiding. At least it's familiar, I said. He shook his head. So was her lying. That shut me up. Later that week, I sat in a small office and said, I don't know why I'm here. Dr. Hale leaned back. Because you showed up. I didn't want to, I said. But you did, he replied. I looked at the floor. She married someone else. He nodded. And I feel like I failed, I said. Did you break your promise? He asked. No, I said quickly. Did you cheat? He asked. No. Did you abandon her? He asked. I served, I said. He said, then why are you blaming yourself? I clenched my jaw. Because she moved on. That was her choice, he said. Not your command. I laughed bitterly. It feels personal. Pain usually does, he said. I said, I want them to hurt. He met my eyes. Do you? Yes, I said. No, I don't know. He nodded. That's honest. I said, if I destroy them, maybe I'll feel better. And after, he asked. I shrugged. Empty. He leaned forward. You already feel empty. I snapped. So what am I supposed to do? He said calmly, choose yourself. That sounds weak, I said. It's harder than revenge, he replied. I stayed quiet. He said, you can't control what she did. I know, I muttered. You can control what you become next, he said. I stood up. I need air. Outside, I walked until my legs burned. I passed a cafe and stopped cold. Lena stood near the window. Evan was beside her. My chest tightened. Of course. I stepped inside before I could stop myself. Lena saw me and froze. Oh. Evan looked away. I said, hey. She forced a smile. You look different. So do you, I said. Evan cleared his throat. I'll wait outside. He left without looking at me. Lena said quietly, I didn't expect to see you. I didn't expect to see you married, I replied. She flinched. I deserve that. I shrugged. Probably. She said, are you okay? I laughed softly. No. She nodded. I'm not either. I studied her face. You look scared. She swallowed. Things are complicated. They always are after lies, I said. She whispered, I didn't think it would feel like this. I said, neither did I. She looked at me. Do you hate me? I thought about it. Not yet. Tears filled her eyes. I'm sorry. I took a step back. I know. She reached for my hand and stopped. Can we talk sometime? I shook my head. Not now. She nodded. Okay. I walked past her and said, take care of yourself. Outside, I breathed deeply. My phone buzzed. Mark texted, you okay? I typed, I will be. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I didn't break. For the first time, walking away felt stronger than staying angry ever could. Months passed, and one morning I looked in the mirror and said, you're still here. That mattered more than I expected. I stopped sleeping on couches. I stopped drinking every night. I started working again. Ryan called me out of nowhere. "You alive?" "Barely," I said. He laughed. "Good enough. I heard you back." "I am," I said, trying to figure out what that means. "It means coffee," he said. "Tomorrow. My treat." We sat across from each other, and he said, "You look steadier." "I feel quieter," I replied. "Quiet is dangerous," he said. "Only if you fight it," I said. He nodded. "I might have something for you. Job opening. Good pay. No drama." I smiled. "You always hated drama." "Hate it more now," he said. "You want in?" "Yes," I said without hesitation. Work filled my days. Discipline filled my nights. When my phone buzzed, I didn't jump in more. I checked it when I wanted to. One night, Ryan said, "You hear about Evan?" "No," I said, "and I don't care." He raised an eyebrow. "You sure?" "Tell me," I sighed. "Is in debt," Ryan said. "Bad." I shrugged. "Happens." "Lost a big contract," he continued. "Argued with his boss in public." I said, "That sounds like his problem." Ryan leaned back. "Lena quit her job too." I paused. "Why?" "She said she wanted to support him," Ryan replied. "Now they are both stressed." I didn't smile. I didn't gloat. I just nodded. "That's unfortunate." Ryan studied me. "You're really done, huh?" "I'm trying to be," I said. A week later, my phone buzzed at midnight. "Lena, are you awake?" I stayed at the screen. I whispered, "Don't do this." I didn't reply. The next night, another message. "Lena, I just wanted to talk." I locked my phone and said, "Not my job anymore." At work, Ryan said, "You okay?" "She texted," I said. "And?" he asked. And I didn't answer, I said. He smiled. "Progress." "I don't want revenge," I admitted. "Good," he said. "Revenge gets loud." "I want peace," I said. He nodded. "Peace takes patience." Days later, I ran into Mrs. Carter at the store. She said softly, "You look better." "I'm better," I said. She hesitated. "Lena's been asking about you." "I know," I replied. "She looks tired," Mrs. Carter added. I said, "That happens." She sighed. "I wish things were different." "So do I," I said. "But wishing doesn't fix choices." That night, Lena sent another message. "Lena, I miss who you were." I typed, "I do too," then erased it. I set my phone down and said, "Missing isn't enough." At the gym, Ryan asked, "Still quiet?" "Still quiet," I said. "You waiting for something?" he asked. I lifted the weight and said, "Justice doesn't need help." He smiled. "You're learning." Weeks later, Ryan said, "They are fighting a lot." I didn't ask how he knew. He said, "People talk." "They always do," I replied. Another message buzzed. "Lena, did you ever stop loving me?" I stared at it for a long time. I whispered, "Love isn't the problem." I didn't respond. I went to bed calm, not angry, not hopeful. I said to the dark, "If karma comes, it'll find its way." And for the first time, I meant it. I was cooking dinner when someone knocked on my door. I didn't expect anyone, so I said, "Yeah," without opening it. The knocking came again, softer this time. I opened the door and froze. Lena stood there, eyes red, hands shaking. She whispered, "Can I come in?" I stepped aside. "You already did once." She walked in slowly. "I know you don't owe me anything." "No," I said. "I don't." She nodded like she deserved that. "Evan lost his job." I leaned against the counter. "I heard." She looked surprised. "You did?" "People talk," I said. "They always do." She started crying. Everything fell apart. I crossed my arms. "What do you want from me?" She wiped her face. "I need someone who knows me." "I used to," I said. She flinched. "He changed." I stayed quiet. She said, "After the wedding, he got angry all the time." I replied, "You married him." "I married fear," she said. "I didn't marry love." I laughed softly. "That was your choice." She stepped closer. I was scared of waiting. "And I was waiting anyway," I said. She looked down. I know. She said, he blamed me for everything. I shrugged. That happens when pressure shows truth. She said, I thought you would fight for me. I did, I said. You just weren't looking. She sobbed harder. I didn't think losing you would hurt this much. It hurt me first, I replied. She whispered, can you help me? I shook my head. Not like before. She grabbed my sleeve. Please. I gently pulled away. This isn't survival. This is going backward. She fell into a chair. I don't know who I am anymore. I said, I had to figure that out alone too. She looked at me. Do you still love me? I paused. Love doesn't mean rescue. She nodded slowly. I ruined everything. You chose, I said. That matters. She said, he drinks now. I replied, so did I. She looked up. But you stopped. Yes, I said. Because I wanted to live. She stood. I thought you'd be angry. I was, I said. I'm not anymore. She searched my face. So this is it. This is the part where I don't save you, I said. She nodded through tears. I deserve that. I said, you deserve honesty. She took a shaky breath. I'm sorry. I know, I said. She walked to the door and stopped. If things were different. They're not, I said. She opened the door. Goodbye. I said, take care of yourself. She left without looking back. I locked the door and stood still. My chest felt light. I whispered, I survived. For the first time, I didn't feel bitter. I felt free. I was standing in line for coffee when someone said my name like it tasted bad. You. I turned and saw Evan. His face was tight, eyes sharp. You happy now? I looked at him. I don't know what you're talking about. He laughed bitterly. Don't play dumb. She hasn't been the same since you showed up. I said calmly, I didn't show up to ruin your marriage. You ruined it anyway. He snapped. People around us stared. I didn't move. You married her, I said. That was your choice. He stepped closer. She still thinks about you. That's not my fault, I replied. He clenched his fists. You think you're better than me. I shook my head. I think I'm done. That seemed to make him angrier. You walked away and now she's leaving. I walk away from her first, I said. She just caught up. He scoffed. You think you won. I'm not competing, I said. His face flushed. Say something back. Yell. Hit me. I met his eyes. I don't need to. Silence hung between us. He looked around and realized people were watching. His shoulders dropped. Whatever, he muttered. You always were weak. I smiled slightly. If that helps you sleep. He stormed out without another word. Later that night, Mark called me. You sitting down? I am, I said. She's filing for divorce, he said. I closed my eyes. Okay. She asked about you, he added. I exhaled slowly. I figured. Mark said, you feel anything? I thought about it. Relief. That's it, he asked. And sadness, I said, but not regret. He was quiet. You sure you're okay? I am, I said. Karma didn't need my help. Mark chuckled. Guess not. After the call, I sat alone and said, you can let go now. I wasn't talking to her. I was talking to the man I used to be. The one who waited. The one who believed love meant endurance. I whispered, you did enough. My phone buzzed with a message I didn't open. I already knew who it was from. I said out loud, I forgive you. Not because she deserved it. Because I did. I poured myself a glass of water and said, this is peace. It felt quiet. It felt earned. I stood on the train platform with my bag at my feet and said, this is it. No one answered, and that felt right. The station speaker crackled, and a voice called my train number. I checked the time and nodded. Perfect. Mark stood beside me and said, you ready? As I'll ever be, I replied. He looked me over. You look different. I feel different, I said. That city's lucky to get you, he said. I smiled. It doesn't know it yet. He hesitated. You sure you don't want me to walk you on? I shook my head. I've got it. He pulled me into a quick hug. Don't disappear. I won't, I said. I just won't stay stuck. He stepped back. Proud of you. Thanks, I said. For everything. Mark walked away, and I turned back to the tracks. The wind was cold, but I didn't mind it. I said quietly, I ain't this calm. My phone buzzed. I didn't look at it right away. I already knew. When I finally did, her name was there. Lena, I'm sorry for everything. I stayed at the message and felt nothing sharp. No anger, no ache, just a soft understanding. I whispered, I know. Another message came. Lena, I hope you're happy. I typed a reply and stopped. I erased it. I locked my phone and slid it into my pocket. You don't get this part, I said. A man nearby said, first time leaving town. Last time leaving this version of myself, I replied. He laughed. Good answer. The train lights appeared in the distance. I felt my chest rise and fall evenly. I thought about the man who came home expecting a hug. I thought about the man who watched a wedding from the outside. I said to myself, you survived that. The train pulled in, loud and steady. Doors opened. People rushed past me. I waited until the crowd thinned. I stepped forward and said, you're not broken. A woman bumped my shoulder. Sorry. It's okay, I said. And it was. I found a seat by the window. As the train started moving, I watched the platform slide away. I didn't feel like I was running. I felt like I was choosing. My phone buzzed one last time. I didn't take it out. I said, goodbye, without saying her name. I remembered every promise I kept. Every night I waited. Every time I chose discipline over despair. I said quietly, that mattered. The train sped up, and the city blurred into lights. I rested my head back and closed my eyes. I didn't win, I said. I grew. I opened my eyes again and smiled. And that's better. The train carried me forward, and for the first time in a long time, I didn't look back.